Hello, this is Rob, Alpha Hotel 6 X-Ray, and today I'm going to share with you my SuperAntenna configuration. Here on the left, I've got the original hardware that it comes with. So I've got a coil set, their stock whip antenna, two poles that run off the tripod feet, tripod base, and then radial kit. In order to get more bandwidth in the spot that's resonant when tuned, I've also got three other antennas. The stock one is 3 foot 8 inches, which is the smallest. Then the next one up is the Featherweight at 6 feet. Then the next one up is the Buddy Stick long whip, which is 9 foot 6 inches. And then the tallest one here is the MFJ 1979. So I'm going to go ahead and set this up with the stock or OEM equipment, use my Rig Expert analyzer, take a look at resonance, and then I'm going to swap out for the longer whip, then the longer whip, and what we'll see is that there's increased bandwidth. And now I'm going to get rid of the coil entirely, and then we'll do the 17-foot MFJ antenna, which will have the most bandwidth and again, no coil. I do have these extra long legs compared to the OEM legs. So what ends up happening with the longer whips is you lose stability at the tripod. Just a strong breeze will knock it over. And so Wolf River Coils actually makes long legs for their antenna. And so long as you ask for the right thread, you can get a set of these long legs for the SuperAntenna base. Anyway, let me switch over to my other setup here and then we'll get started. So as much as I can, I'm going to try and set this thing up in front of the camera so you can see me put it all together. But I don't have any way to see the video while I'm putting this together, so I might clip bits here and there. Sorry about that. So these legs screw in easy. They feel real solid when they're installed. And it's all aluminum, so it's light to carry, but it's still got a very strong and sturdy construction. Good feel to it. On the side, you've got spade connectors. The radial kit that it comes with has one male or female spade connector that connects. The reason they put extras on here is just so that you can connect it on whichever side you happen to be on when you connect it. Let me grab some more parts. So these two pieces here are off the center conductor, and so they count for the antenna length as well. You can see really how fast this thing goes together. So for portable ops, this is an easy win, especially if you don't have any trees around and you have to use a self-supported antenna. I do like the fiberglass masts, but setting them up and getting them guyed takes time, and the whole antenna is put together at this point, minus the radial and the coax. Let me go ahead and get this out in the yard. All right. So I'm a big fan of Rig Expert compared to the Nano VNA. I really like the Rig Expert's AntScope software. The Nano VNA is nice. I own one. I own the H4 version. It's smaller than this big Rig Expert, but I really just like the software, you know. It does a great job. So I'm going to go ahead and do a scan here and see where we're at. Oh, super high. So, I mean, it's just too long. So today I'm going to do everything on 20 meters. So anyway, it's too long. Let me shorten it up a bit. Although this is a little bit of a hassle, this is still way faster than setting up my SOTABeams Tactical Mini, getting a guide, putting it up, putting an end fed over it or a dipole or something else, and then staking down the ends of my dipole or staking down the ends of my end fed. I mean, I like my dipole, I like my end fed, just I'm trying to be fast, right? So this is going to get it done. All right, it's a little too short now. Let's see where we're at now. Oh, that's nice. So just a tiny bit too long. Let me shorten that up a bit. Anyway, that's it. So we're in pretty good shape right here. So I'm going to go ahead and clear this out. Clear. And do one scan. All right. So that's it. So if I wanted to, at this point in time, I would disconnect the coax from my analyzer, connect it to my IC705 or my FT818, plug that into a radio, and then start getting on the air. Anyway, let me go ahead and swap out that whip, and then we'll see what it looks like with less coil and more whip. All right. So one of the things we're seeing right here is that it's resonant low, which is to say that I've added length, but I've added it in whip. So now I'm going to reduce that coil. All right. I don't know if you can see here with the camera, but it definitely moved over. Shorten it up a little bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and clean this up, and we'll do a new screenshot. So we're going to delete that one. Oops. And we're going to delete that one. This one here. So I don't know if you can see in the camera there, and I'll do a screenshot and drop in a still, but you can see that the bandwidth is significantly wider, you know, than it was with the stock whip. Now, both whips are going to get you on the air. You're just going to get a little more bandwidth performance with this one. And again, let's zoom in. And now I'm at 1.04 minimum SWR. And now at the edges, I'm at 1.3 and 1.35. So again, a little more bandwidth. I'm a little lower SWR-wise, which is good. And we'll swap the whip. So this is a really long whip. I'm sure you can see that from the camera. It's not very windy right now, but a little bit of wind would probably knock this thing over. And so this is a situation where I would replace the legs on the base and to give it more stability. And let's do that real quick. Let's do a scan, see where we're at. So you can see here from the edge of the screen, we're going up. So again, you know, we're low, and so we're low because I've added whip. So let's go ahead and shorten this up. All right, so I need to lengthen that a tad. Oh, look at that. That's real nice. So, all right. So you can see here, how incredibly wide this bandwidth is. Now, interestingly enough, my minimum SWR now is 1.23 instead of I had 1.04 with the last setup. And so again, you can see like less coil, more whip equals better bandwidth. And so we're at a point now where I'm not even going to use the coil or those two legs. I'm going to take the whole top of this antenna off and put that MFJ whip on there, and we'll take a look at that as well. All right. Look at that. All right. Let me, so that could probably stand to be a tiny bit shorter. Yeah, I think that's the right stuff. So let's go ahead and look at big bandwidth here. So again, it's a little odd that the minimum SWR isn't lower, but the case in point here is that it does in fact have wider bandwidth than all the previous antennas, and you can see that most notably right here. So anyway, my goal here today was show you the stock SuperAntenna, kind of what it looks like to put one together, and then I've showed you some of the additional whips that you can use with it, and then the effect that has on bandwidth. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop those in the comments. And then, like I said, I'll load this thing up with links in the description, and hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks.